And I think now encouraging people to think freely is more important than it's ever been. And encouraging men to be masculine in regards to they believe in something outside of themselves, which is the masculine imperative. The masculine imperative is to understand that it's worth dying for something that isn't me, which is the main primary difference between men and women, which we can talk about in a second.
Okay.
But I think now is one of the last periods of human history where you can even do those things, because soon we're all going to be half cyborg with chips in our brains. And if you try and think the wrong thing, you'll get an electric shock instantly and your electric car won't start.
That's crazy.
And that'll be it. So this is one of the last eras of free think, which is actually, it's very interesting. I think when I talk about the masculine, I think the masculine naturally oppose enslavement, any man with balls anyway, which is few and far between. But the reason that we naturally oppose enslavement is because we understand we were the ones who got murdered. If you look in days of old, if the Romans conquered the Greeks, all the military age males were killed. The women weren't killed. The women were added to harems. They were sex slaves and they had kids and they got integrated into the new tribe. Whereas the men had to die on the spot. So we're naturally more xenophobic. We're naturally more racist. We're naturally more territorial. We're naturally more opposing to enslavement. We're naturally more these things because we understand that once those things come into power, once another power structure comes into play, which isn't us, we're going to die. Women aren't like that. Women are pro-migration and pro-liberal ideas and pro-free think and pro-LGBT, pro all this shit, because they know that it doesn't matter what happens. In the end, they just set up a sex slave and it's like, whatever. But most of them are sex slaves anyway. They're already with some guy for money and
that's a crazy take.
Paying their rent. So that's why they're not afraid of it. But the masculine frame is afraid of these things because once an opposing viewpoint to your own comes,